Hello everyone, this is Miss Lila with HeartStrings School of Music, and welcome to your first recap video. I'll be sending you videos every week that goes over what we did in class. These videos are a great tool for parents to stay connected to what we cover in class and for students to get an extra guide when practicing at home. Our first class is always packed with a lot of fun information. This week we introduced you to your Allegro workbook. Please put your name on the front and be sure to bring your workbook back to class each week. This workbook will be our guide as we work through songs and explore the piano together. Now let's go over what we covered in class this week. Students learned finger numbers on their right hand. Our thumb is number 1, then comes number 2, then 3, 4, and finally pinkies are 5. Students will use their finger numbers when reading music and learning songs on the piano. Next, we talked about our musical alphabet. It's very similar to the regular alphabet, except the musical alphabet only goes to G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it repeats over and over. Some of the rhythm basics that we covered were learning whole notes, which have 4 beats, half notes, which have 2 beats, and quarter notes, which have 1 beat. And finally, we learned a little bit about keyboard geography. We learned where to find C, D, and E on the keyboard. Students placed blue pom-poms on C. To find C, you would locate the 2 black keys on the piano, and C would be just to the left of the 2 black keys. Then they placed red pom-poms on D, which is right next to C, or the white key in the middle of the 2 black keys. And finally, they placed yellow pom-poms on E, which is right next to D. Let's open our workbook and go over what we covered in class, and students will know what they can practice at home. On the first page of your workbook, you can draw your own hands and number your finger numbers. On the next page, you'll see a coloring activity on the keyboard. Find your C, D, and E on the keyboard and color in your notes. You can finish the musical alphabet by naming the rest of the keys on the keyboard. On the next page, students can fill in the boxes with their musical alphabet. They can complete the musical alphabet on the keys on this page and also number the finger numbers on the hand illustrations. And here is where you can find the first song that we learned. It's called the Hello Song. To play the Hello Song, students will place their 1 finger on C, their 2 finger on D, and their 3 finger on E. Their 4 and 5 will be placed on the keys next to those. The finger pattern for this song is simple. Students will read the notes written in purple on the page, and the finger pattern goes like this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1. The last one that you play will be a half note, which is held longer. Let's take a listen. Remember, this song is played with your right hand only. If you turn 2 more pages into your workbook, you'll see a reference guide that talks about the different notes that we learned in class: whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. It'll also cover how C, D, and E look on the staff. We will cover more about reading notes on the staff in our next lesson. For now, try to become familiar with C, D, and E only. You'll notice that C sits below the treble clef staff and has a line running through it. This one is easy to spot, and we'll play this note with your number 1 finger. Next, D also sits below the treble clef staff, right below the first line. You'll play D with your 2nd finger. And finally, E sits on the treble clef staff and is the very bottom line, and you'll play this note with your 3rd finger. We started reading a new piece of music called Time Moves Forward. Students learned the right-hand part of Time Moves Forward, which is written in the treble clef staff. The treble clef staff is always the top line of music in each staff on the page. As you work through this piece, only play the notes in the treble clef staff. Count carefully as you play the music. Remember, whole notes are 4 long beats. Half notes are 2 long beats, and quarter notes only get 1 beat each. Try practicing the whole song at home and see how it goes. Let's have a listen to Time Moves Forward. Feel free to play along, or you can stop and rewind this recording to hear it again. Students should try practicing the whole song at home, and next week we'll go over it again in class. Students, I encourage you to practice a little each day so that what we covered in class becomes more and more familiar every time you try it at home. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for more piano fun in our group class.